You've been planning your Punta Cana vacation for a long time, and the last thing you want is for it to be ruined by scammers and grifters. Keep watching to learn how to avoid these common pitfalls we see tourists fall into time and time again. Millions of tourists visit Punta Cana each year, and where there are tourists, there are grifters working 24/7 to trick you out of your hard-earned money. As locals, we can spot tourist scams a mile away, and so will you after watching this video. Some of the things we'll shine a light on might seem obvious, and you may think you'd never fall for it. However, even the smartest of us can fall for the silliest scam given the right circumstances. When we're on vacation, we let our guard down and are the perfect target for scammers, especially in a foreign country where locals speak a different language. In fact, the first two scams on our list occurred before you even step foot in the country. Number 1. Paying for the e-ticket. To enter and exit the Dominican Republic, you must fill out a digital form called e-ticket for migration and customs purposes. This process is entirely free. Unfortunately, some people have been scammed into paying up to $500 per person to fill it out. This scam occurs online when people Google e-ticket and click on an ad at the top of the search results, which takes them to a copy of the official migration website. Once there, they fill out the e-ticket only to be met with a payment screen at the end of the process. Ensure you visit the official website eticket.migracion.gov.do. We'll include the link in the description. Fake hotel reviews on sites like TripAdvisor, Google, and booking platforms. Staff members in some resorts pressure guests to leave positive reviews. We've seen this practice in a few resorts. Employees will approach you and in a friendly manner ask you to write a positive online review. They can be very insistent, and many people cave to their pressure. We did once, a couple of years ago, but never again. They do this so you include their names in your review, and they get incentives when management sees they've been mentioned, as this indicates they went above and beyond to make a guest happy. This practice completely skews the balance of good versus bad reviews and even disrupts the rankings on sites like TripAdvisor, which many of us use when planning our vacations. When reading good reviews, scan for mentions of specific employees, and if it has them, more likely than not, it is a compelled review. Credit card cloning. We have the mind-boggling practice in the DR of handing out our credit cards to servers to pay our restaurant bills. This creates the perfect scenario for our credit card details to be stolen while our card is out of sight or outright cloned. Ask the wait person to bring the card reader to the table or bring your check to the cashier to pay your bill. Remember that credit card cloning can be done in seconds with a wireless card reader, so keep a close eye on your card whenever someone else handles it. If you need to use an ATM, use the ones attached to banks or inside shopping malls, as they are less likely to have card skimmers attached. Avoid brandless ATMs or the ones on the street or outside small shops. Another good practice is to keep an eye on your credit card use alerts for a few months after using it abroad to catch any fraudulent charges quickly. As a local, I've had multiple cards cloned, and because I check my alerts regularly, I was able to notify my bank and have them blocked. Friendly ATM helpers. Speaking of ATMs, beware of people offering their help when using the ATM. You may be confused by the ATM prompts in Spanish and might be tempted to accept a friendly stranger's help, but don't. Buying tours from sketchy vendors. Oops, sorry, let me get that straight for you. While many of you prefer to stay within the confines of your all-inclusive resort in Punta Cana, others like to go out into town to experience more of the local community. A time-efficient and safe way to visit places other than your resort is going on tours and excursions. However, not all tour vendors and providers are the same. We recommend booking your excursions online before you travel for greater variety, lower prices, and better quality control, as you can read reviews and compare different vendors. Safe websites include puntacanatours.com, TripAdvisor, Viator, and large booking engines like Expedia. If you wait until you're in the country to book excursions, do so through the hotel's tour desk. You'll have fewer options and higher prices, but the hotel has vetted the providers, and you're more likely to have a better experience overall. Avoid booking tours in random shops in town or with ambulatory beach vendors. Outrageous exchange rates. If the price is in Dominican pesos, pay in pesos. If it's in US dollars, pay in dollars. Avoid leaving the conversion rate up to the store you're buying at all costs, as they will use one that highly benefits them and hurts you. If a price is in pesos and you pay with dollars, they will use their set exchange rate and give you your change in pesos. For example, let's say you pay for something that costs 100 pesos, which is about $2 with a $20 bill. Today's official exchange rate is around 57 pesos per dollar, but the store's is 47 pesos per dollar, so your money is automatically worth 18% less. Furthermore, as they will give you change in pesos, you'll not only lose 18% of $2, but the whole $20. You can exchange foreign currency, usually US dollars and euros, in currency exchanges, local banks, the airport, and your hotel. Each place offers a different rate and are organized from better to worse. Remember that all payments made with a credit card in the DR will be charged in Dominican pesos, and your bank will do the exchange rate. This rate is usually higher than if you exchange your money in the DR, but is inescapable to all credit card payments. Free pictures with animals on the beach. Some people go around the beach with animals such as monkeys and cockatoos selling pictures. The keyword here is selling, since they sometimes act extra friendly and tell you can take a picture with the animal using your phone for free. After you take the picture, they will charge you a certain amount in an intimidating manner, and to avoid confrontation, most people pay them the money. Ensure you get a firm price before using this or any other service. Don't accept anything claimed to be for free when outside your resort. This modality is also used in gift shops with small things like bracelets. After you put it on, they push you to buy it even though they said it was a gift. Faraway hotels and Airbnbs. When you hear the words Punta Cana, you think of white sand and turquoise beaches and assume any property in Punta Cana is just steps away from one. Make sure the listing clearly states how far away from the beach it is located, as some owners will only say minutes away from the beach and leave out the fact that it's a 40-minute drive away. On the other hand, there are resorts in Punta Cana that are not on the first line of the beach, and you need to take a golf cart or train to get there and back. While this in and of itself is not a scam, some hotels are not upfront about the fact that the property is not beachfront. Ensure you read the hotel's description in detail and the reviews if the beach within walking distance is important to you. Sinki Bankies. This phenomenon is complex, and the term scam does not apply if you engage with it with full knowledge. I'll have to do some acrobatics to explain what a Sinki Bankie is without YouTube flagging the content as inappropriate. A Sinki Bankie or Sinki is a professional male lover. They solicit on beaches and even on resort property, where they have agreements with security guards who let them in. If you spot them for what they are and decide to engage with them, it's okay. The problem arises when they prey on vulnerable people who don't know they're professionals and trick them into falling in love with them and can even continue a relationship after the tourist has gone back home. They then might attempt to ask for money to be sent to them primarily by wire transfer, often using elaborate stories of need involving, for example, sick relatives. A Sinki's ultimate goal is often to obtain a marriage visa to the tourist's native country and marry the tourist before abandoning them. Ultra-expensive resort shops. Please keep in mind that shops inside the resorts are super expensive. Some even boast a duty-free status, but we assure you, you'll pay more than a premium at any of these shops. They are super convenient since they're on resort property, but if you want the best bang for your buck, go into town to buy your souvenirs. If you want to avoid paying through the nose in resort shops, watch this video on what to pack for Punta Cana so you can bring everything you need.